Good morning, everybody, children of the world. Thanks for joining us. We're getting close to what we designated as our goal is to reach the election with intentions. Intentions. We have a word for this. It means to be directed and with directions, so to speak. How are we directed? Excuse me. Our directions come from using our best resources from the past and to preparing ourselves in an inner sense, as taught by many of our teachers, our great teachers. We've referred especially in these sessions to our man, Luzzatto, the Italian, Masilat Yesharim, the pathway of the straight ahead, and that's what we're connecting to, our resources. And also we use some pieces from my most recent book. I've been doing a lot of programs with my book. It's called Vigil. I wrote it after October 7th, and it seemed oddly prefigurative and for what we're doing here. And it's good to be able to tap resources, prepare ourselves. It's an important time, serious time. Here in this country, we often hear that it's the most important election of our lifetime. It feels like that to me. Also, the closer we get to what we've designated as the goal of our preparations, the election, the more the noise factor, the spin factor, the noise factor elevates, lifts. So it's good to be planted. We learned this out from Luzzatto. To have a direction in an inner sense, to prepare ourselves in an inner way for the squeeze, prepare ourselves in an interior way for what we are encountering in our external world, in our world, the world that we inhabit. You know, we learn this out from Isaiah too, that we cite a lot this time of year. Isaiah referred to it the peace of the near and the peace of the far. The peace of the far, they're negotiating or not negotiating, half a world away, but the peace of the near is ours. It's here. It's here. The peace of the near. And we've learned out from Luzzatto there are certain ways that we can develop the peace of the near. We can develop our inner resources in a kind of a methodical and intelligent way. So how do we start? With Luzzatto, we started with being attentive. Pay attention. Know your sources. Know your resources. Be attentive. Listen. Be attentive. And eventually you'll catch fire. You'll catch fire. You'll be eager. You'll catch fire for your learning. And it will begin to grow within you. What you've learned will begin to grow within you. And that will always help you in all of your responses to the difficulties of living in this time. This is an unusual time. The future will ask us, did that really happen? The future will ask us, were you there for that? And we have to be prepared in the best way. For myself, I notice just things I've certainly noticed from these preparations. We're also in Sukkot now. So what I notice about being in Sukkot is we have a very important tradition that on the 1st of Tishrei, on Rosh Hashanah, we cite the moon as an image. We use a verse in the Psalms, Psalm 81:4, I think it is. This verse from the images, the verse in the Psalms is we draw down something new. Every Rosh Hashanah, we draw down something new into the world. Think of that. We're not covering the same territory, though the guideposts are the same. The rubrics are the same. But what we draw down is entirely new and individual. Each of us draws down something new. And on the 1st of Tishrei, like the moon is the image. On the 1st of Tishrei, the moon is new. It's hard to discern. So you start talking to me about what you're learning on the first of Tishrei on Rosh Hashanah. I'm going to say, hold on a second. As the Hindus say, it needs to ripen. What this is that you're drawing down new, be patient with it. Take it within. Be patient. Let it ripen. Like the moon, it will grow. It will grow. It will become more revealed. And as we move through the month of Tishrei, and the 10th, on Yom Kippur, partially full, only partial. Hold on, be patient. But on Sukkot, with the full moon, what it is that we've drawn down new should be able to be, it should be articulate. It's articulate. You sit in the sukkah, you look at somebody sitting with you, and you say, what is it this year? What'd you draw down that's new this year? Tell me about it, because now you should have words for it. Before Sukkot, according to this, it's somewhat false. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. But on Sukkot, fully revealed like the moon, full. I notice in my own writing, I'm telling different stories now than I've told before. There's a lot of stories of my own little life that for some reason it just didn't find its way into the works of my hands, as the psalmist says. They just didn't. Now they are. I'm telling these stories. I told the story of this instrument I play and what it means to me every time I pick it up. Every time I pick this instrument up, every time I am making peace through my hands. I went to study this instrument in the largest Arab town in the Galilee. I sat there for 6 months with one of the great players of the world. I'm playing the music of Abraham with this instrument. It's beneath the separations of Isaac and Ishmael. It's deep laid into our culture. It's deeper than our separations. And I've been making music with this, and I play it, and I read poetry with it. I've done it 2 or 3 times this week, and I'm telling the story of why it's important. So I'm going to read you a piece called "The Blessing Upside Down," and I'm going to punctuate it with a piece of my hands as a variation on Isaiah. This is called "Blessing Upside Down." Hafuch means upside down. What didn't happen in the upside down world, in the world of truth, a tale told differently. Hafuch, upside down, stand on your head, make sense. In the world of truth, surprises. Prophets, Kabbalists, jazz masters, undiscouraged by disguises. We are not a drop in the ocean. We are an ocean in a drop, a universe in ecstatic motion. We will keep breaking our hearts until they open. Thanks for joining me today, my sacred partners, on a journey of secret destinations. But we'll be back full force tomorrow, God willing, and we're going to incline our hearts in the right direction, the best that we can do from the inside out, the peace of the near from Isaiah. As if we could budge God's holy arm. This from another piece. Thanks for joining us this morning. I appreciate